Okay, what is up, guys? This is Chris, aka No Risk, No Premium, and this is another episode of the Thirsty Thursday Lotto. Hopefully, you guys got your drinks ready and you're drinking. Mine is coffee and Bailey's, and I love it. It is 3 o'clock here on the west side of 12/16/2023. Nobody on this call is financial advisor. Nothing should be taken as such. This is purely for entertainment. All right, so you just got me today, guys. You don't have Mr. JG Banks just because this is more of an options focused call because we are doing lottos. For those of you that don't know what lottos are a 0 day to expiration, an actual lotto. Think of it as if you went to the store to buy your Mega Millions and you go in there, they say you can buy a lotto ticket for $1 and you can win $1 million. You're going to do it, right? You risk a little bit to win a fuck ton. Okay, think about anything that's discussed on this call like that tomorrow. Okay, every single thing you want to risk less to make a ton. Okay, risk less to make a ton. That's how you have to think of the lotto call. So if you have a $2,000 account, you're not going to go put $500 on a trade. You're going to go put 25% of your port on a trade on a lotto. Does that make sense? If you have a small account, you probably shouldn't even be doing lottos for the real, because they are more of quote unquote gamble. Okay. So you definitely want to treat it as a trade. If you are going to be trading a lotto on a small account, which I don't always love, okay, you need to treat it as a normal trade for you and you quick in and out. Small accounts, you guys should be banging out 20% all day, every day. That's all you should be looking at. Okay. Larger accounts, you find out what your risk tolerance is. You could have 100K and losing $500 is you will lose sleep. Okay. That's your risk tolerance. That's fine. You do that. Okay. You could also have a 100K account and you can risk 10% on a lotto because that's your risk tolerance. Everybody's risk tolerance is different. Okay. Make sure you find out what your risk tolerance is though. And don't lie to yourself. And you usually don't find out what it is until you actually lose that amount. Okay. Until you lose that amount. When 10K goes overnight and you thought going into that trade at the close, oh, I'll just do 10K on this because it could go to 50. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. This is going to be so exciting. And then you open up gapping down on the calls that open up 80% premium gone. And you went, oh, fuck. I'm actually upset that I lost that money. If you're upset that you lost any amount, then you put too much. The size is way too big. Okay, that's the quickest way to tell if you size too big, and quickest way to tell if you actually understand your true risk tolerance. Okay, so I thought we should start off with that, just because I saw, we had a rough day today. Obviously, we had a great week leading up, right? We've been killing it all week. I don't think we had lost one yet. And then today, I noticed that what I did was have a bias behind me and trade a little bit of what I wanted to see happen, right? But what I lost today, I'm still positive for the week. I'm still positive for the week. I didn't lose a trade today and go, I'm going to double up size now to get it back. No, that's wrong. You will lose even faster. Even faster. And I saw it in the chat today. People talking about getting their ass handed to them, right? I'm guaranteed that's what happened is people size too big to try to make up. No, that breaks your rules. No revenge trading is what Sherlyn just said exactly. Okay. And that leads me to my next thing. If you're not green on the week, then you probably shouldn't play a lotto either. Okay, let me say that again. If you're not green already on the week, play a lotto. The best risk management is when you go into a trade with the money that's not even yours. What does that mean? Let's say you're up 1,000 on the week. So you say, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna lotto a $100 trade, maybe 150, right? $100, 150, maybe two. And let's say it actually goes to zero. You ride that shit out to the sunset and you get bent over. Okay. You were expecting for it to happen though. So you're not down 200 on the day. You're up 800 on the week. If you're down 800 on the week and you say, well, I'll risk 200 more and then you lose that, then you're actually down 1,000 on the week. Okay, there's a huge, huge, huge difference, guys. Huge, huge, huge difference. We mentioned this like a long time ago. We've obviously had a lot of new people come in. It's been great. We've been growing. People have been making money. So I thought we wanted to start off the call just by giving a little reminder, because I noticed sometimes our highs get a little too high, our lows get a little too low. So we just need to make sure that we stay very even keeled. All right, very even keeled, especially going into tomorrow. Because listen, what I said this morning too was this. I said, we're not out of the fucking woods yet. Not even close. Quad witching, which now you guys have seen is some fuckery, right? I mean, you saw SPX. This puts things in perspective easier. You saw SPX from 610 to 710. You see that? 610 to 7, 100-point move. You saw SPX in a day. And then we were down what? How many were we down today off the highs? 80? Is that 80? 47.30 to 46.50. It's about 80 to me. So we went up 100 and down 80. We went up 100 and down 80. So what goes on tomorrow? Well, Dylan posted the levels in our the dark pool levels. Thank you, Dylan, for that. In the chat, in the water cooler chat. So guys, check that out. It's good stuff. So I also, and then SPY. Okay, Topher also said SPY option premium was 58% bullish all day. Definitely fuckery. So guys, that's it too. That's what I'm going to discuss. There's going to be a lot of contrarian things that I'm about to discuss. I've been sitting here for like pretty much since the market closed, just trying to make sense of the fuckery. And I came to the final what's made sense. It's fucking quad witching. You trade what's in front of you. That's it. Don't try to be right. Don't try to be right. Just trade what's in front of you. If you trade what's in front of you, you will always be right. Very simple. Instead of, oh, well, we're at support, and so this should hold, and we're at the highs, and this and that, and oh my God, and rates, and this, and inflation, and Fed, and that. No, just trade what's in front of you. Okay, always trade what's in front of you. Okay, but we're going to look through some of the things to try to get an insight into what the fuck is going to happen tomorrow. But at the end of the day, we just have to see where we open tomorrow and where we go. Now, I gave this. Wait. Hold on. Oh, it's behind this. One sec. I think I want to. You guys see this? Dark cloud cover candlestick. Is that what's on the screen? Somebody give me a thumbs up or a yeah. You guys see this screen here, this Google? Yes. Okay, cool. So what is the dark cloud cover candlestick, right? It's basically, you see it here, a gap up. So a huge bullish candle, which we have, massive bullish candle. Open above, right? Gap up, we have that, gapped up. Bears at least 50% retracement of the day's gain. Okay, well, this is hard to see, but 50% would be right here, 45.79. We got down to 44. Now, we did not close below 50%. And I've been researching a ton. What the fuck does this cloud cover thing mean? Well, they're saying has to close 50%. Then some are saying has to just retrace 50% to the middle. I'm like, well, it looks pretty much like the middle to me, but it's not exactly the middle, but it looks pretty close. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know what that means. We could rip the fuck higher. We could. All of these sellers could have been every single hedge fund, institution, rich ass motherfucker selling all their quarterly futures, all their quarterly SPX options, all their quarterly SPY options, selling. That's why we see a put call ratio that for a day where we're down almost 1% close, 0.75. That's neutral. Matter of fact, I would say it's actually bullish, in my opinion, because the last time we saw a huge crater day going into Friday, it was 2.7 something, whatever. It was the put call ratio was insane. There's actually more calls being bought. 3.7 versus 2.8. Look at the biggest ones. It looks like nope, not a spread. Interesting. Somebody, this one is a spread. See, that's what I thought. Somebody bought the 500. Wow, they're bullish. Not a spread. They bought that naked, but they did that early as fuck this morning. Interesting. Interesting. Then this is a spread. This is, they probably sold the calls here, bought the puts. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I wish I could be like, we're definitely going up, we're definitely going down. I have no idea where the fuck we're going. According to all of these candlestick patterns that have this dark cloud cover, everything goes down after. I mean, that's just all the research I've done. Everything goes down. The chances of us going down are very, very likely. Okay. And so I'm going to say this. I don't know which way we go tomorrow, but we're going to look and we're going to play it like this. Jesus, gotta scroll. Okay, I'm just gonna find. Well, that's fucked. Well, that's not what I want. God damn it. Stick with, there we go. Jesus, can it, what in the fuckery of fuck? All right. Well, look at this. Look at this open interest. Jesus. I don't think we go all the way down there, but look at this. We have 2 strikes over 100K. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Over 100. I don't know where we go. No idea. But from the dark pool levels that Dylan posted, it's either 470 resistance or 465 support. So it'd probably be pretty smart if you just fucking waited until we saw where we got to. We either got to get above 470, okay, 470, 90 really, 470, 90 really, or below, let's just, I think the 1 hour was good. Da-da-da. So I'm going to get this retracement thing over there. We don't need it. We don't need it. We don't need it. Was it this one? Da-da-da. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, I'd say that 470. I'd say 470 is pretty safe. You could look over 466 70-ish I'm sorry, 467 70. We could not get through that and hold today. If you guys remember, we could not get through that and hold. Okay. So if I'm going to take some 0 dates, I'll buy one super close to the money. If we open here, we have to open here. I'll probably do 468 Friday Lottos, and I'll probably do 472, because if 470 breaks, where are we going? Likely, where are we going? I would say we're probably going back to right here, 472, 473. Okay. Likely that's where we'd be going. So I look at those two, but now if we break this 464.90, whatever this level was that we had that we could not get through, couldn't get through, right? 460, I'd say I'd call about 465. We didn't break. Okay. But if we do, it's 462. And if 462 breaks, it's 460. Okay. So now on the downside, where are we going to look?
100 degrees.
We're going to look where? We're going to go I'd call it about 464. Okay, I'd call it about 464. Look how juiced these premiums are to the downside too. I mean, just look, just at the money calls, at the money puts. It's almost twice as much. Interesting. So I'd probably put 464, because if 465 breaks, you want to be right there. Then I'd probably go put 462. Oh, wait, what did I do? Not watch list. Sorry. Lottos. Boom. Okay, so we're over here. Okay, cool. So you guys see that, right? Pretty neutral, but there's more call buying today on a super down day. Is that bullish? Sure. I don't know, but they just sold the fuck out of it. I mean, they didn't even care. They didn't even care. Okay, now we're going to go look at where? The behemoth. Now, this one's simple. Go to the daily. Candle looks the exact same as SPY. Slight gap up over the close, which is what the criteria is. Okay, then a 50% retrace. I would say this is probably close to 50%. Yeah, over 50, and it closed below 50%. Okay, so this one I would be looking at. How do I get the fuck rid of this? Because I hate it. I would come in here. Jesus, I'd be looking at, if we take out this day's low, right, 33.63. I'd say we're coming down to 33.50, and then we're probably going to come all the way down here to 33.06. Just if they sell it, if it's true quad witching tomorrow and they're not done selling yet. Okay, but today they could have been done selling. Do all these sellers, I have no idea. Do you still keep the 30-minute rule even if ranges are broken to keep from being offsides? I would like to have, yes, I would say keep the rules, and here's why. Imagine if we started off the day, right? We open right here. I'm making shit up right now. Just watching me on Amazon. Let's say we open right here where we close, 33.80, 33, whatever. And we rip down to 33.40. Okay, which we say, hey, this is underneath some of these levels, but then it bounces and we actually get above that, the actual open price, which would actually give us a body to go higher, right? And that all happens in the first 15 minutes. Okay, today could have pretty much been avoided if we waited actually a little bit over 30 minutes, realistically. Okay, realistically. So we'll see what happens, but we'll go in here and look and we'll say, hey, what did they buy today? 0.67, pretty neutral, actually bullish. More calls than there are puts here. Okay, technically bullish. Where did they buy? Or let's just see if they have anything close. Oh, they bought these. These are interesting, but these are both part of a spread, so keep that into consideration. But they bought 50 puts early in the morning, and we went down. So was that the trade to the downside? I don't know. Then right at the afternoon, towards the close, right? This is this is Pacific Standard Time, right? So this is 23 minutes, 22 minutes before close. They went ahead and bought these 26. 26.25. Interesting. When it was at 33.93 and we closed what did I say? 33.77. So that's interesting. This trade probably already planned out. Pretty nice. Okay. This 32.50 put, I imagine where they bought it as was at 34.32, and the low of the day. Excuse me. Go away. So what I say, 34.32 they bought this morning. And look where 34.32 is up here. And it got down to 33, almost 60 points down. Interesting. Okay. So I'm going to look at what did they buy? God damn it. Okay. Thank you. These 34.50s are interesting. 34.50 to the upside. I like. I'm going to add that to my lotto list. Okay. You see good volume today on a big down day, right? Good volume on a big down day. That's nice. Then there's huge volume on the 3500s. Okay, but what else did they buy on this side? Not as much, but there was some volume. Here's those 32.95s that person bought. Some people went and ran that strike up too. Oh, and I'm sorry, this is 3,300. I'm sorry. I do like the 3,300 because I mean I would say that I'd add this one. Those are a little bit pricier, but then I'd come down here to the next highest volume, 3260. That's way down there. But if we look at the chart, 3306, if 3306 breaks, which is pretty much if we say 3,300 breaks, I mean, you know, let me do so we can see. This one might actually help. Oh yeah. Well, you know what? I should have put this up earlier because this is really interesting. This is holding the 200-day. Wow, this is really interesting. This actually makes me a little more bullish just because it's actually holding that on a massive down day like this, which is why that person probably went in and bought these. Actually, they bought the what? The 3450s. Is that what I said, guys? I think that's what it was. No, they bought the 3625. That's not where I wanted to go. That's not where I wanted to go. 3625. I mean, very randomly all the way up here. But even all the way up here to 3,600 has a ton. These 3550s, I mean, that's way. That tells me that somebody's thinking we go higher. Now remember that 3390 1.2 Billy dark pool print on Amazon too. Remember that, okay? So remember last Friday when we were like, man, there's a lot of bullish setups coming, right? Even though we were kind of down, market was down, but they were buying the calls. Kind of interesting, right? Kind of interesting. Yeah, this is, I mean, I like it bullish. It's holding here. It still hasn't gone underneath. Okay. Now, the only thing that you could say is like, oh, Chris, look, it's actually crossed the signal line finally on the MACD. Yes, that is definitely, you know, could this third test of it fail? I don't know. Maybe. We have the levels though to the downside, so we know. Okay. My next favorite one is Google. Well, if we want to look at just like that shadow, remember? So if it has a 50% retrace in it for that day before, that's technically the dark cloud cover, but it didn't close 50%, but it definitely got through 50%. Imagine if you played this fib level. Imagine if you just said, I'm going to take the day's high and low and do a fib and say, I'm going to see what the 61.8% retracement is. You could have bought off 28.72 and it closed and it bounced 15 points, 16 points. That's not bad to make a trade. Just something to think about. Okay. Just something to think about. But this one is holding the 50-day. Held the 50, got above, held the 50, but now these are getting real close and real tight here. Okay, so this next candle is very important. I think 200-day is just way down there. Yeah, that's not even at play. If that comes and we play puts, I'll be retiring pretty early. All right, but let's go take a look what they were buying. So far we've got pretty bullish flow on SPY, pretty bullish flow on Amazon. Okay, so let's see what we have here on, I'd say this is bullish over here too. 36,000 calls to 20,000 puts. Definitely more calls than puts on a 40-point down day. So if we're gauging where this is at right now, this could easily come back to 29. Like it would break over, I'd look at this. I'd look at it over 29.35 is pretty much going to take off, you would think. Okay, over 29.35, which was this day's high, it would take off. Okay. Now, with that being said, if we're going to go to the downside, I'd be underneath the close. I would just be underneath this daily. Oh, shiza. You know what I want to do? Yeah, I'd look underneath this daily candle. Under 28.72 can definitely come down and try this level of 28.30 for sure. Okay, for sure, to the downside. So let's see what they bought up though. And they put themselves in a nice little spread here. Okay, so they've got a pretty far out spread. To me, it looks like they definitely sold the puts and bought the calls though. You definitely collected that premium up front and then bought the calls naked here. That's what it looks like to me. They did it at 2,900. So they're only down 10 points off this, so not bad. I'm definitely would say this is more bullish. Let's see what they bought up on the chain. Volume 2950's got a lot. I mean, look over here, guys. There's not much going on. I mean, you had 2,000. I wonder when these were bought though. And I wish if we could find out the time and sales, which we could if we went back, but we'd be on this call forever. Which you could do. You could go back and guys, you could actually filter this whole entire time and sales thing. I know people that do that. Go right here. You can filter anything you want. A quantity over a certain amount, over at a certain price at a certain time, whatever. Okay. There's little conditions, right? Okay. You can definitely look at that. So I would. Okay, but what we'll look at is just for some levels. God damn it. For some levels purposes. We had someone buy here 28.50. So if we look on the levels, what do we have? 28.72 breaks, then what? I mean, 28.30. So that 28.50, if it went 20 points in the money, interesting. These would go, if they open where we're at tomorrow, I think the theta would grab it a little bit, not much. But we would be open. No, these would actually snag it pretty well. God, these could be a killer play if we have downside. So I would add these. Okay. Then I'd come up here and I'd say, look at these 3,000. Look at the 29.50s. So we said on the chart over 20. I'm sorry, over 29.30. It's pretty much going to come to the high of the day. It's 29.50. Okay, 29.50. Now notice that was the high of today, and that's where they bought. That's where they bought. So we'll want to know what time they bought those at. So I would probably come down here and look at I'd probably put the 2900s and the 2950s. Okay. Friday Lottos, cool. Okay. That's what I got there. So you would pretty much want to see, hey, under today's low or over yesterday's high. Okay. Don't get stuck in the chop either. Don't get stuck in the chop. Although I don't think we're going to see chop. We're either going to see obviously continuation of the downside off of the technical candlestick pattern, or all of these motherfucking sellers today all become buyers tomorrow. Very likely. I mean, we see the flow is bullish on it. So I don't know. We'll see. Okay. That's what I'd be looking at there. Then my last one, I had what I have written down. Oh yeah. The bitch that fucking stole my money today. This fucking bitch in the video. Okay, this one is definitely a candle, whatever that dark shadow candle pattern thing. If you just look, tracement. I mean, it closed at the 78.6. Guys, isn't that funny? I mean, like almost to a T. It closed right at the 78.6. Like 20 cents off. Jesus. Okay. So a technical standpoint, it would go lower. And I would look here. Look at where the 50-day is, 277. Okay, so if you break below the low of that 280 level, doesn't hold, it's definitely 277. Then down here to the previous day's low, which is about 272. We know there's a gap fill over here at 271 starting. Okay, so guys, you know gap fills, they don't just always go right into them. There's probably going to be some support there. So if you like took puts, I would play it for 10 points to let it fall. And then, you know what I mean? And if it bounced and it doesn't get back through to the high, then you know, okay, we'll play puts again. We'll probably try to get down to that level again. Okay, but we'll see what they bought. I mean, this chain, if I remember from today, was crazy bullish for being down 7% at one point. I mean, 0.436, 700,000 to 300,000 puts. Okay. This is screaming bullish. You look at the option or the time sales. Okay, let's see. Let this upload. Let it upload. Cool. They had a spread here. They definitely sold these puts and bought these calls. Now, there's supposed to be some news coming out. Someone was talking about in the chat. Could that be? Look where they bought it, damn near at the fucking low. Okay, damn near at the low. You know it's a spread because it was bought at the place at the exact same time. Okay, so this is the same person. They sold these puts that are in the money. They took this premium. Now they bought the calls. Okay, and they bought the calls. So they're pretty much, I think this is a very bullish spread by January 21, 20. So in a month, pretty much in a month. Interesting. What was I telling you guys today? I really like NVIDIA. I was telling you, because I saw the flow. I said I liked these 350s, got a lot of love, and they had pretty decent open interest already, even down here too, even back to the 300. I think that's what they had, right? They went, that was the spread. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, 300. Nope. Wait a minute. Yeah. Yep, 300. Interesting stuff. So let's see what we bought. Oh, not here. We want to go here. Okay, 68,000 on the 300. Remember, we bought the 295s at 270, and they sucked the premium out of them. So these will probably be down really low. These might actually be a rebuy for if we go to test 300 again, or even testing 298. These might open at like 70 cents, 60 cents, and they could go to 3 for sure. So I'd put these back on. These are a good lotto. Remember, we made a killing on the video lottos a few weeks ago. Like they're like 0.4 to like 4. They're huge. So I would throw those in there. If you want to fancy something closer to the money, which I wouldn't mind, especially on a Friday lotto, if you can get closer, I would like just this amount. I like the higher amount. So we'll see. I'll add these as well. So these are the 290s. So we got 290s, 295s. Okay, sweet. Okay, Tim just said, thank you guys. Tomorrow I got to go to an appointment. Thank you for the info. The video made a statement today about an announcement on January 13th. Interesting. So maybe if we get a dip at open, we can buy long, right? We can buy long and also play a lotto on it. That'd be cool. Thank you, Tim. Have a good appointment, brother. We'll see you in there tomorrow. Okay, so we had what I just said, the 290s, 295s. Yes. What did that buy to the downside? I mean, you know, from a volume standpoint, there wasn't really like, look at this, 30, 12, 30, 11, 68, 30, 40, 69. I mean, like, then you got here, it's like 20, 14, 5, right? Like open interest was big here, but that's it. Okay, pretty bland. I mean, still want to play to the downside though, because we can see this, what? If NVIDIA breaks, what do we say? Today's low, which was like about 281. To me, I think it tries that low from Tuesday, 272. But likewise, to the upside, if we get some buyers going right at the open, I would say if we can actually get above this 288, above 288, you've got all these are all just sellers in here. And if their buyers are taking over, these motherfuckers are covering, or they already took profit. So they'll say, fuck it, we'll catch y'all up here. This is where we started to defend, so we'll catch y'all back up here. So I mean, how much of fuckery would those candlesticks look tomorrow? They just went up yesterday, super down today. Okay. Now the only other thing I could argue is this: higher low, higher low. That's it. But oh, look at Jesus, just took a dump right here. You guys see that? Like literally as I was speaking, 280. We just dumped down to 280. Interesting. But still, no matter what, because it's above 278, still a higher low. And all those candlesticks are still a higher low on the daily. Just something to think about. Okay. Okay, so we had the downside. What do we say? 271, it would test. Yeah, I'd probably come in here and buy these. Yeah, I'd buy these 270s. So we throw those on the watch list. If we break to the downside, of course. Okay, so we got those on the watch list. That's all I have for my watch list. Let's look at Penn. I think Jason wanted Penn for a sec. Gap filled down to 266. Yeah, Topher, we hit that. I think you're talking about NVIDIA. Yeah, so if that 270 breaks, I'll just say that again. That 270 breaks, you guys see, or 271. It's got to get through this, the 271, and then it'll have a gap down is better on the daily. Yeah, you guys see that? 267 I see, but 266 will be the body, right? Will be the body, which sellers already took over because that's the, like, right? So that was resistance, and then it broke through. So it could get to 266. You're right, Topher. I would be cautious at 267 though. I'd probably take profits right here. Like if I shorted from 280 all the way down, I would I'd probably take majority of my profits right at the beginning of the gap because it's likely to bounce. And if it actually broke through, then I would definitely take them here. Okay. Not the time to be greedy on a Friday. All right, but good eye there, Topher. Thank you. Okay, so Jason said Penn. Let's take a look at Penn. Oh, just way down. So guys, I mean, look at this motherfucker. I mean, classic crossover, right? And then that golden death or whatever, golden cross, whatever they call it, the death cross, where basically the 20 crossed over the 50. So the 20 is the yellow over the 50. And then the 50 also crossed the 200. And from there, it's supposed to go way lower. So when that happened, what was the price of the stock when we finally had this final crossover? You know, it was here. We're at 78. It's almost cut in half since. Okay, so if you guys see this, this is like totally like, this is a pattern that just some people play. They only play this. They'll play the crossover and they'll play puts. Okay, they'll play crossover, they'll play puts, and they'll play them down to the 200. And they'll probably take profits down here because it's probably going to hold. And then if they both cross over, they'll wait for a pop, and then they'll get back in to play puts on the downside. Okay, just want to throw that out there, just a random fact. Someone that I learned from a long time ago actually plays that. They play it really well. They have a lot of patience. It takes a lot of patience. You have to go buy out because look, these are months. These little red lines, these are months, right? So if you would have bought the top and waited to actually get down here, that's 2 months. If you bought over here on this confirmation of a crossover, right? And you wanted to wait till today, you would have to wait what? This was what's 6? June till the end of this year. I mean, that's a long time. That's a long time. A lot of us don't have a lot of patience like that. But I guarantee if we looked at the $40 puts when it was up here at 80, 78, woof, those made a killing, right? And you had to hold through 2 earnings. Oof. Okay, not for the faint of heart. Okay, interesting. Okay, but Penn. I mean, we're probably gonna have to zoom out even more. Oof. It looks like a bounce zone to me. Now, if you look on the weekly here has the 200 right off the 200. Here, hold on one second. Okay. So, I mean, I'm looking here like, oh, mother. Penn. Looks to me like this. 39.18 is definitely that downside. This was the support that it broke. 51. Now it's into here. So I would look for maybe a bounce off of here. Now I don't know what the daily chart looks like because it does not go far enough back. So I would have to actually change this. Okay, so you guys see this area in here, right? Where the last time it traded in this area, it was just all buyers. So I would think it's definitely, there's nothing really going on here. I mean, it technically held this area where you call that support after it broke up, then it's support, but I don't think there's anything to the left of it. Yeah, see. Yeah, I mean, if you, yeah, you would think probably it's going to go down to this next level, which was resistance. I mean, what's support back here in the day? Okay, but what are you wrestling with on the weekly? The 200. So expect a bounce. Now, if it just craters through there, it's got definitely got another 4 points in it. But I would expect a bounce, especially if you see buying tomorrow. So, guys, the best way to play stonkies that are under their 200 day, right? You got the 20 here. What has it done every time now that it's gone in this huge downtrend, right? It failed the 20. Is it going to fail the 20 again? Okay, I would wait to play a pop. If you play puts on it today, great. But I would now see, because that's like, this would be like buying the top. This would be the equivalent of buying calls at the top. Like if you're like, oh, look, it was down 4% today, and I'm gonna buy puts on it tomorrow because it was down because it looks good. That's what you do. You buy puts on stocks that are down, right? No, you don't want to buy the top equivalent of a put. Okay. So just chill. Let us see what it wants to do. Let us see what it wants to do. All right. Let it see what it wants to do. But I would say probably if we can bounce, if we can bounce a few points, like maybe up to 48, will be interesting. Or right here where the support was, 47. You guys see the support area right here? 47-ish, 47, 48. Okay. Support turned resistance. You guys notice. So breakout, retest of it, maybe. I don't know. And then lower. And it is right here on the weekly chart at 200 day. Interesting. Just something to think about. Let's see what they are buying on it, though. Nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. Yeah, they're bullish. Look at how many contracts to trade. Not that much. I'm definitely bullish, though. I mean, I don't know if you're trying to play a lotto, I don't know what you want to do. I'd probably go look at like a month out. And if you get a pop back to like 46, 47, 48, then you could probably play some putas to the downside. But it doesn't look like they're not buying much. They're buying more on the call side. The thing about gambling stocks is this, is like, it's a ticking time bomb before every state has it legal for people to sit on their couch and gamble, like from their phone. It's a time bomb. Now, what they're buying, let's see what they're buying for tomorrow. Not much volume, but they did, yeah, not much volume at all. 45, not even anything on these strikes. 500. We just see what the biggest one was today. Yeah, they bought these this morning. Look at that. They bought these 27 seconds in the market open. They bought these $45 puts. They bought them at 38. The stock closed, or what did it open at? Opened at 48, so it dropped $3. So these probably had a nice play on them. These were a nice gain. Then, I don't know how long later, not much longer later, somebody went and bought the 55 calls. Interesting. Friday options lotto on a gambling stocks is the ultimate irony. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So I'd look for a pop here. It's at the 200 on the weekly. Definitely, definitely pop worthy. But overall trend of it, I mean, guys, look at that. Look how far underneath the 200 day crossover. I mean, this is just bearish. It looks like the pop wants to come back to 48-ish, 47, 48. So chill on this one. If you made money on it today, great. But I wouldn't suspect it for it to just keep on falling into oblivion, right? Expect a little pop. Maybe take a couple tickers. I was trying to just do like 30, 45 minutes. We're at 50. But yeah, guys, really simple tomorrow. Like, we're not going to overtrade. We're not going to do anything stupid. We're not going to get caught off sides. We're not going to trade what we want to happen. It's OPEX week and it's quad witching, which is even worse. That's why we see these swings that we've seen this week. Okay. That's why we've seen the swings that we've seen this week. If we just look on the actual weekly, like this weekly looks kind of bullish. Okay, I don't think we looked at the daily. The daily, okay, so what I liked about this is we held the 50, got above the 20, and now we've held the 20 still. Okay. MACD is still positive, right? It seems to me like if I had to make a observation, let's see what the futures are at right now. Hold on. Futures are flat. Okay, cool. I mean, that's good. Futures are flat. Not bad. If we get pretty much, I would say this. Yeah, below this like 460, 470 is definitely going to be lower. But if the futures stay flat and we open up right where we closed, and maybe we have a retest and hold of the prior's day low, we could definitely play the call side up, which I have a suspicion that all of these sellers and profit takers all became buyers. Okay. SPY, let's see here. SPY did 116 million today. 116 million. All these ones in here where we saw buyers, you notice this, right? On the days where there's way more volume, there's usually sell days. When there's less volume, it's usually buy days. Okay. The melt up, we call it a melt up for a reason. It's on low volume. Just melts its way up. Doesn't take a lot of buyers to get it up. It takes a lot of sellers to get it down though. Okay, so it was hot. It was hot today. Okay, outside of this candle, 140 something, which you see how big this down candle was, right? Then this one too next to it was still big, huge downside. Huge downside. All the biggest candles are all sells. You notice that? Okay, so just something to think about. But if we look at the bigger picture, okay, what are we still holding here? Head, shoulder, question mark. I know we love to talk about cups and handles and then even, I mean, if you wanted to, you could be like, look at the cup handle. I mean, if you wanted to. So I don't know. I think, and if you guys were like, Chris, I'll give you $100. You tell me what you think. Then I'll tell you this. We're going to dip and rip tomorrow. We're going to dip and rip. And I only say that because the technical setup, head and shoulders, what's a cup handle? I don't know what the fuck you want to call it. But all of the call buying at close, all the call buying all day on a huge down day. Okay. Dip and rip. That's what I'm going to say. If you guys don't have anything, that's all I got. Brian, hopefully I didn't go too fast. You got those levels in there. Guys, just remember, trade what is in front of you, not what you want to happen. Trade what is in front of you, not what you want to happen. Okay? Every single time. It is OPEX or it is quad witching week. So anything can fucking happen. You guys can see these swings. I mean, they're huge. They're huge, right? So just do less. If you can't afford to take a lotto tomorrow, don't. Don't. Okay. If you're not green on the week, don't take a lotto. Really that simple. You cannot be in a bad mood if you don't make money. And if you're like, well, I'm in a bad mood because everyone else made money, and I'd be like, well, I guarantee if I took $500 from you, you'd be in even worse mood. Okay, I guarantee it. I guarantee it. So if you don't have money for a lotto, you're not green on the week, that's okay. Your goal of the fire week should be to participate in Lotto Friday. Be green on the week. All right. If you have a $2,000 account, and I'm just making numbers up, you have a $2,000 account and you're slowly building it. A lot of people are, and that's great. You don't take a $500 lotto. $1,000, you're gonna risk 50%. That'd be like you being like, I finally made $100,000 cash in my savings. Yay me. And then this lotto guy was like, hey, if you pay me 50, it could turn into 50 million, 50K. But also I could just take the 50. Like, would you risk that? Like, no. Right? That's retarded. You wouldn't do that. I mean, that's not retarded. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get off of that word. That is not the right thing to do. Brian's gonna like type it in the notes. Sherlyn says $100 lotto tops on a 2K account. Yes, guys. Yes. Which is what percentage, Sherlyn? Thank you. 5%. 5%. Thank you. All right. Well, that's it. That's all I got, guys. Thanks for coming in. I'm gonna get this uploaded hopefully here in a sec. And then get it out to you guys ASAP so you can look at it. Thank guys. Send Brian some love too for doing the levels. Not hard to do, especially when I'm cussing and going really fast. Other than that, guys, get away from the screen, do a workout, get outside. I don't know, go on a walk, do something though. Get back and do your levels later. Okay, get some good sleep. Okay, and then be reframed, refocused, and remember this: do less and trade with the fucks in front of you. All right, sweet. I'll see y'all bright and early tomorrow in the pre-market. Peace.